If you already know the story behind the PT bench, I'm sorry, I'm going to tell it again. Basically, I was in the market for a hyperextension for my small fitness studio, and I just love hyperextensions. I think they're one of the best exercises you can do for your hamstrings and your lower back and your glutes. All three areas that really don't get targeted enough, in my opinion, when it comes to strength training. Everybody seems to have back issues, low back in particular, and people end up with weak glutes and hamstrings that don't work. I just love hyperextensions. Anyway, I realized that a typical hyperextension only has about 3 exercises that you can do. So I decided to get really stubborn and invent one that made a lot more sense to me, with 80 anchor points and all of our accessories and bands, so that multiple people around it can exercise and do hundreds of exercises. So that's the story. The world is full of smart devices, right? Smartphones, smart cars, you name it. But exercise equipment has not been that smart, in my opinion, in the past. Our PT bench is a really smart hyperextension. Both the resistance arm where my ankles are and the center pad adjusts multiple ways so that your body can fit and hit muscles differently. Of course, we've got the 80 anchor spots all around it for resistance band training. So this first setting, it was really tight, hits my glutes a little bit more. Now I've spread out that distance between where my ankles go and my hips, and I'm getting a little bit more of a stretch on those hamstrings. Now this is the biggest stretch, and it's also the tallest setting for anyone who's over 6 foot. And then of course you can add resistance to your hyperextensions. I mean, my back and glutes are on fire here with these bands. Here the bands are connected to what I call the resistance arm. That's the part where your ankles go when you're doing hyperextensions or sit-ups, and it's also the push-up bar, amongst other things. I wanted to show how you can do a seated row by adjusting where the center pad goes, which you can lay all the way flat, as you can see. But then also different moves from this spot if you want, especially these shoulder moves, right? Here's some triceps and rear deltoids. So if you like being seated, or if you just want to change a pace, this is how you do it with the PT bench. This is a really neat uppercut move for the shoulders. And now I'm just going to do a press from this angle. So it feels totally different because you're really being pulled forward. You got to really engage your core there. And of course you can stand up. This just shows bicep curls and tricep kicks. The PT bench has built-in push-up bars for much of the population who struggles with push-ups. I don't, but a way I can make them harder is by doing a little leg raise and just doing more reps, of course. So this is what this looks like. Really trying to squeeze that hamstring and of course the glute on that side. From there, I'm going to do some seated flies. So that's it's a nice option to have with the PT bench, is you can do these seated moves and isolate a little bit more comfortably. I don't have to be on the floor. And so this is more of a shoulder press, but it's still upper chest too, and throwing in some punches here. And then of course you can sit on the bench and do some lateral raises if you want as well, or some shoulder presses from here. So notice how I'm connected down low instead of the resistance arm. I'm actually on the low frame. This works great for tricep extensions as well. This place I'm putting my ankles is what we call the resistance arm. You can use it for so many different moves. This reverse plank feels so good. Not too many people do reverse planks, but they should, because to me they're maybe more beneficial than regular planks, just because most people have bad hamstrings. Here's how you can do some thrusts with it. I really like these bent knee thrusts because it really curls up those hamstrings and makes them work. Just throwing in some low abs with it, trying not to clobber my shin on the bar there. This is a really tough sit-up, right? So my shins are pinned, so my low abs are really engaged. Then I'm doing some sit-ups. This is a butterfly hip thrust. Give this a shot, really hits those glutes. Even more glutes here. This feels so comfortable to just be able to use those push-up bars to lean in on and do your kicks from here. What else? Oh yeah, a little knee bend. So this is more of like a donkey kick. I target glutes a lot. I'm a big fan of making sure that I'm strong back there because I want to burn more calories at rest and I want to be more powerful. and I want to look better. What else do I want? I want better balance, right? Throwing in some hamstring curls. So give these a shot. Believe it or not, the PT bench was the first invention. It was much more difficult to develop than the wall systems. But what I did learn using the PT bench for a few years were all these moves, that you've seen me do with the wall system. So what's nice about doing them with the PT bench is that I have this handle right here, and I'm purposely, holding on to show you guys how you could hold on with this handle and really focus just on the leg work. You could hold on to the wall. A lot of times I don't hold on because I want to work that stabilizing leg even more. But I do notice that when I hold on, then I work the leg that is, moving the band even harder because I don't have to worry about, trying to balance as much. So it's give and take. But basically, it's just all around hip work here.